Hello everybody, this is Decimal, and today I want to talk about Soma's Laboratory's new synthesizer called Rumble of Ancient Times. It is an 8-bit noise synthesizer and sequencer. It has the capability of different sounds. It has a bit of like an FM workflow, but it also has a lot of noise elements as well. And let's get into it. It has 4 voices or noise generators, oscillators, we can say. They can be drone-like, or they can be triggered when you press one of the touch pads. This is dependent on the release. There's a bunch of different knobs on the synth as well that can be you're able to control different parameters depending on what mode you're on. Basically, each voice will have a pentameter on the top that can be manipulated, and depending on what mode you are, it will change either the LFO rate or parameters that have to do with the envelope or the filter. So there's a audio out, there's a sync for clock, there's an on and off switch, which I think a lot of people appreciate having an on and off switch. It is battery powered, and there is a chaos button, or it's what I think one of the most intriguing things about this synth is a randomizer. So you can press that button and it will give you random parameters, which is probably a really good way to get some very interesting sounds very quickly. So I find that cool. I do want to talk a bit about the connectivity of this thing. So when it comes to connecting this device to other things, you can sync it. It could be the master or the slave. And when it comes to like a pocket operator, for example, you can have an audio out while it's syncing to a pocket operator, which also has its own independent audio out. There's another method you can do. You would need a different cable for this. You would need a cable that takes 2 signals and puts it into one. So it's like a 2 mono to stereo cable. And basically, you can use that to connect to a pocket operator, which means that the pocket operator out has both the rumble and itself as an out. So you only have one out, and there's no independent signal. And then there's another different mode where it's kind of like the first one, but almost reversed. So you have the clock coming out of the pocket operator going into the rumble. So the rumble's now the slave, and you have 2 independent audio outs, similar to the first setup. There is a 130 euro price tag on this, which is 147 US dollars, I think, plus shipping. Another thing I want to talk about as well is that there's actually a sequencer built into this. Now, it's more like a looper than a sequencer, I would say, because the workflow pretty much works. It will play whatever note that you have last, and then kind of stack them on top of each other, and then go back to the beginning, which is pretty similar to a looper. And you can, and that's the way to control that is with the record and the erase button. When you it's more like almost like a rhythm sort of looper. So when you press the record button, you can play something on the pads, and then everything else will be layered on top of each other. You can also erase it and then add more to it. So apparently also the sequencers only work when the LFO are synced, set by the clock. So that's something to note as well, that you're going to be limited to the sequencer. I mean, it says the sequencer will only work when the LFOs are synced. So I don't know if that's if the LFOs aren't sync, will the sequencer not work, or is that the way to turn it on? I am not exactly sure. It says that the sequencer can also be switched on and off, and you can press record and erase at the, when you press record and erase at the same time. You can turn the sequencer on and off. And another thing too is this a synth that I would be getting, and do I recommend it for you? Well, in my studio, I don't think I need a synth like this. I have a lot of pocket operators and a Digitone, which is like the all-in-one FM box. So I don't think this is something I would need in my studio. The one thing that does intrigue me quite a bit is the Chaos knob. Yeah, I just want to make this video really quickly and get it out there. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to listen to this synthesizer. If you're into 8-bit music, I think it's something to look into and possibly get. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and peace out.